All right, Sean Bormet here with another 5 questions. You guys just finished practice. It's Wednesday morning. These guys now have a few days off for the Thanksgiving break. I want to touch first on these two duels over the weekend on the road. Duke, Virginia. Let's start with Duke. What did you like about that duel, mate?
Duke was a good duel, looking to build some of the things we sort of saw against Columbia and just continue to improve from that duel to Duke, which I feel like we did. Definitely a little better in our control ties and opening up more offense. We had 7 bonus point wins in that dual meet, so felt like we wrestled really well and put a lot of points on the board. Lost a couple close ones that were definitely winnable, but overall, I thought it was an improvement from the Columbia duel.
How about Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia was actually our first road trip, for both those. So, two good trips out east. We bust up on Saturday, had a late workout, and then it was sort of a later duel on Sunday, which is not as common. So from a weight management standpoint, it's sort of a formula that we're looking at with the guys and just making sure they're managing their weight properly. And Virginia won the flip, so we started at 157, so that was a good test for Chase Saldate to start that duel. But same thing. I mean, really, we talked about on Saturday night in that workout, just continuing to improve from Duke, raise our intensity level, make sure we're doing the right things, wrestling positionally the right way, getting in as many positions as we can, and trying to put as many points on the board as we can. So I felt like we did a good job of that. Virginia's a solid team, and we had 6 bonus point wins against them. 7 dual meet wins. Again, we lost a couple there that I felt like were definitely winnable matches. Had we just done a few things differently, but overall, another good performance and solid progress.
Well, you really have emphasized kind of the progress from Columbia to Duke, Duke to Virginia. So what are some of the specific things that you really like that you're seeing? Fairly young, fairly inexperienced team. So, how are they improving week to week?
So one of the things that we sort of are emphasizing is from a coach's lens, you're looking at their potential and you're looking at how they need to wrestle in March to be at their ultimate best potential and have their best performance in March, and the kind of wrestling, the skills, the tactics, the sort of energy intensity you got to wrestle with, and just really trying to simplify that so that when they step on the mat, they're always trying to wrestle their best match and put their best wrestling on the mat and elevate that regardless of opponent. So it's one of the things we've been talking about, and some of the areas we've been really focusing on is obviously doing a better job controlling ties, which leads to more openings, more attacks, more offense. I felt like we were doing a good job with that. Also emphasizing the more wrestling positions we're getting in, the more offense we're creating, the more counter offense, the better job we're doing on top. Just the more total wrestling that we're doing, the faster we're improving. And getting the guys to really buy into that, and just continue to improve, our being comfortable with a high attack rate, being comfortable making sure that we're winning and wrestling really hard in third periods and dominating third periods, that we got our ride routine down when it gets sticky and we got to have a ride out situation. Also being able to flow between, takedowns to turns, capitalizing off takedowns to riding positions, which will lead to turns. So I feel like the guys have bought in, and I'm seeing the progress, and the coaching staffs, we're super pleased with just the effort and sort of the commitment they have and the buy-in they've had. Now we just got to keep doing it as we keep wrestling better and better competition. So that's sort of the next step.
You mentioned Chase already. First 2 duels in a Michigan singlet this past weekend, 2 big bonus wins, lots of points, lots of turns. What do you like, what you're seeing out of him right now?
Yeah, first thing, he's been doing a good job managing his weight. That's the first step for him. Good job with weight control. I feel like he's been wrestling complete matches, so all 3 periods, been a good effort. I think in the past there's been times when we've seen him, previous seasons where he's sort of managed, try to manage his energy through a match or sit on a lead into a match. So we're really trying to get him to just really be able to wrestle with, just full effort, full energy, all 3 periods, because we know that's what it's going to take for him to kind of have the success he wants to have in March. So I feel like he's been doing a really good job. I think it was a really good test that he had to start that dual meet against Virginia. They picked that weight, I think, thinking he was going to come off the scale and, and maybe not have his energy at full strength. But, he got into some early scrambles, wrestled through everything. He probably could have taken his foot off the gas a little in that match, but he didn't. He just continued to wrestle through and continue to work really hard and really extend himself in that third period, which is what we want to see. Those are the kind of habits that we want to continue to build. So great job. And now the next test for him will be, as we head out to the Las Vegas tournament.
All right. Like I said, everyone's kind of scattering today for Thanksgiving. Do you like this time of year when you can kind of give these guys a little bit of a break? And on the flip side of that, how do you get them back in town and prepare for a quick turnaround to Vegas?
We just finished an unbelievable practice. I mean, the guys, we challenged them in some different ways. They really responded well. They just full commitment, full buy-in. We tested them a little bit mentally towards the end of that workout, and they did a great job. So we sort of talked about that was the design of this week. We got home on Monday, and we had a couple quick workouts, and now they get to go home. We think that time's important. We sort of talked about, obviously the things that are really important is just discipline for the guys that have to manage weight, discipline with eating good food, nutrient-dense food, and just making sure that they're not overeating. But we want them scaling back the workouts a little bit these next couple of days. We really want them enjoying time with family and loved ones, and we think that's really valuable. So we want to make sure they do that. We also want to make sure they come back Sunday sort of physically and mentally recharged. And going home and being around friends and family does that. Reconnecting with their high school coaches or clubs where they might go in and get some, just some drilling and sparring. We want them active, but we just don't, we don't want them doing a lot of hard combative wrestling these next couple of days. We've done that. So, but I know that stuff is energizing. It's great to be with family. We think it's important. We value that here in our program. So these guys will do a good job. I know they'll be excited to get home. They'll be fresh, energized, ready to hit the mats again on Sunday, and then it's a couple day turnaround, and we're off to that big Cliff Keen Las Vegas Invitational.
All right, Sean, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everyone has a great holiday, and look forward to being back soon. Go Blue.
Go Blue.